Dear students, today we are going to study about sexual reproduction system in human. Then first topic is that male reproductive system. Already I have drawn here male reproductive system. What is this? This biggest part is called urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. Then just below this urinary bladder there is one more part is attached, that is called prostate gland. Prostate gland. Now here these are this part which is out of abdomen or which lies out of our body, that is called scrotum. This part is called scrotum. Then inside the scrotum to each side there is single part that is called epididymis. Epididymis. Then the length of this epididymis is 6 to 6.5 meter. Length of epididymis is 6 to 6.5 meter. Now from these epididymis, this is called testes. This spherical shaped part is called testes. Then these testes has number of seminal tubules. Number of seminal tubules. Then this, instead of seminal, semiferous tubules. Then both the testes have number of semiferous tubules. From these testes there is a hollow tube grows in upward direction. This is called a vas deferens. This hollow tube is called a vas deferens. What is the function of this vas deferens? Testis means it produces sperm cell. Testes or seminiferous tubules produce sperm cells. These sperm cells are carried by the vas deferens. The journey of sperm cell in total male reproductive system is 6 to 6.5 meter. Now then through this vas deferens, when the sperm cell comes, then here near this prostate gland, before the prostate gland, here is one part. This part is called seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle. Now, however, seminal vesicle to right hand side like that, similar to left side also. Then this seminal, what is the function of this seminal vesicle? This seminal vesicle produce ejaculatory liquid. Ejaculatory liquid is necessary to push the sperm cell in the urinogenital duct or tract. Then this seminal vesicle produces ejaculatory liquid, and then here this from these epididymis, this actually sperms are produced in testes. Feeding is given, it is nourished by epididymis. And from this epididymis, the sperm cell comes towards through the vas deferens, and then ejaculatory material is mixed with it. Means it becomes sticky, and then afterwards it passes in the urinogenital organ, or it comes into the urinogenital duct. Now then when it comes from urinogenital duct, same time there is one specific kind of liquid or secretion is passed from this prostate gland, from this prostate gland, Then that liquid comes forward in the urinogenital duct. Here it is called a Copper's capsule, or it is called a Copper's gland. It is called a Copper's gland. From this Copper's gland also one specific kind of secretion is done, and the secretion from Copper's gland comes into the urinogenital organ. Though these are the different, vas difference is different, but actually to ejaculate means actually to pass the semen, there is single duct, that is penis, through this penis or through this urinogenital duct. Here I am writing urinogenital duct. Understand what I told? Urinogenital duct, and this part, cylindrical part, it is called penis. What is the length of penis? The length of penis when it is erected, it is 2 to 5 centimeter, or maximum is 2 to 6 centimeter longer. It becomes 2 to 6 centimeter longer. Now, when through these penis, this semen which is produced along ejaculatory material, secretion from the Copper's capsule, secretion from the prostate gland, and sperm cell, all together called semena. And then in this semen, it contains sperm cells, How many sperm cells are there? The sperm count is more than 5 lakh. In one ejaculation, sperm count is more than 5 lakh. Then these 5 lakh sperm cells are produced in both the testes, and they are nourished by the epididymis, and it comes from the vas deferens. From vas deferens, when it comes near the seminal vesicle, then in the seminal vesicle, ejaculatory liquid or secretion is secreted, and then it comes, it protects, it nourishes, it protects, or it makes it sticky by this seminal vesicle secretions. Then from it enters into the urinogenital tract, and then Copper's gland secretion from the prostate gland comes together, and then through this penis it is introduced, it is given out into the female reproductive organ, that is called vagina. Means by this way, here it is male reproductive system. So here in exam diagram can be given, only diagram will be given to you, and it will be asked to write the particular names. Means you must know the names, you must know the there is need that you should have to make the practice to draw the diagram. Or simple question can come, different questions, activity based questions can come. Name the parts of male reproductive system. So what are the parts of male reproductive system? Part number 1 is the testes. Then in it only you may write the epididymis. Now second part, or this is second, then third part is the vas deferens. Vas deferens, it is a tube which carries the sperm cell. The next part is the seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle. The next part is there that prostate gland. Fifth part is prostate gland. Then there is a sixth number, Copper's gland. The next part is there that urinogenital duct. Urinary duct also, you may say urinary duct, or you may say urinary genital duct. Both are same, names are different. And last one, this muscular tube like part, that is called penis. these are the different parts of the male reproductive system. What is the total length of this vast difference? Or there is another one question, that how much distance is covered by the sperm cell from the male reproductive system? Then it is 6 to 6.5 meter. 6 to 6.5 meter distance is covered by the sperm cell. Now, by this way, here there is single common, this urinogenital organ is a common, from which what are the things are coming? Semen also comes, and as well as urine which is get collected in the urinary bladder, that is also thrown out of the body. Here I told you that how many sperm cells are there produced in human being. Its number is near about 5 lakh sperm cells are produced. Now we are going to study about female reproductive system. What are the parts of the female reproductive system? What is its structure? That we have to see first. Here look, I am going to draw female reproductive system. In female reproductive system, here it is cilia. This part is called cilia, and this is the opening of oviduct. This tube-like structure to both sides, it is called a oviduct, or it is called a fallopian tuba. Then here grape-like or spherical rounded shaped body, and here this is called a ovary. Here also to this side, here number of cilia, and near this cilia there is one circular body, and which contain number of ovaries or oocytes. Here is one tube, hollow tube, which is joined to the uterus. This is the part of a uterus. Now, uterus, and this part is called vagina. You may refer in your textbook also. I have drawn here rough diagram. Then here, what are the parts of the female reproductive system? Just we will see that ovary. These are ovaries. Then cilia. Now this part, tube-like part, that is called a fallopian tube, or that is called a oviduct. Now this big muscular bag, flexible muscular bag, which can contract and which can stretch so much, that is called a uterus. And just below this uterus, there is urethra, means that is called a vagina. Vagina contains urethra. Urethra is also common. Now, how this female reproductive organ works? Sperm cells are produced in testes. Sperm cells are fed by the seminiferous tubules in epididymis, but here already there are 2 to 4 million ovaries or ovules lie at the time of birth of baby. What I told? 2 million to 4 million ovules are already comes in the female baby or female fetus. Understand? Then these ovaries, only one egg cell or ovule passes from the oviduct or fallopian tuba. When it passes from the oviduct, here there is a cilia. These cilia are pushing to this ovule towards the oviduct, and then this one ovule comes into the uterus. It comes into the uterus. And then similar way from this side also it can happen. Then in uterus when it comes, and then further some process takes place, and then if it is not fertilized, then it is given out after every month or after every 28 days. Then I told you that there are 2 to 4 million ovules, and from these 2 to 4 million ovules, only 400 oocytes are released from both the ovaries, and rest of the all are degenerated after stopping of menstruation cycle. So this is the female reproductive system. Now here we will study how fertilization taken place, how fertilization or how gametes are formed. Now, gametes, male gametes and female gametes, formation of gametes, how gametes are formed, that we are going to study. And here, these gametes means there are male gametes and female gametes. These male female gametes are formed by the process of meiosis. By meiosis means suppose there are 46 chromosomes present in the male and there are 46 DNA or chromosomes present in the female. Then only 23 are there. It reduced to half during meiosis. Out of 46, only 23 gametes or DNAs are coming out, and from female also 23 chromosomes are coming out. Means these were the formation of, or number is reduced to half, that is called haploid. These haploid gametes are formed by the process of meiosis. Now then sperm cell comes from male gamete. Sperm cell is produced in male gamete, and female gamete contains egg cell, means that is oocyte. Then these sperm cell and egg cell come together, union of sperm cell and egg cell is called fertilization. This fertilization is internal fertilization. And then here diploid cell, that is zygote is formed. Diploid cell, why? Because here 23 and from female 23 are coming together, means exactly number is becoming double. 23's number is becoming double, means formation of set of 2, means here in haploid there is a set of single gamete, and here set of double gametes is called a diploid cell. And then this diploid cell, means that is zygote is formed. Then this zygote start to grow. It divides. Division of the zygote takes place. Divides and redivides by mitosis, and its growth take place. That growth continues up till the 36th week, and then fully grown, matured baby is given out of the uterus. That is, we are saying that this baby is delivered after full grown of 36 week, and by this way human being, means female, gives birth to young one. Understand? So here now we have studied how fertilization takes place. If there is no fertilization, months. And when is this reproduction possible? That is also very important point. So please note that I am going to utter one word, that is puberty. Puberty period. Puberty period or puberty time. What is meant by puberty? Puberty means the age at which male or female organs become active for reproduction. That is called a puberty period. Then in this puberty period, in male and female are different. What is the puberty period in female? It starts from the age of 10 to 17. What is said that in case of female, puberty period starts from 10 to 17. Means here about 7 years are required. And here in male, it is starting from 18 to 21. Mostly 18 or maximum means 21. What are the changes take place? There are a number of changes take place in the period of puberty. Here, in case of this hair in armpit and around the genital organ grows. Genital organ grows. This is the first. Second one is the mustache and beard. Mustache and beard grow on the face. Then third one is there that semen is produced. Change in sound. Change in mind, change in thinking. These are the changes take place when male becomes adult. And what are the changes takes place in the female during the puberty period? That same thing. Hair grow in armpit and around genital organ. Second one thing is that mammary gland grows. Means chest increases. Next one is that mensuration cycle. Mensuration cycle starts. And change in behavior takes place. These are the changes taking place during the puberty period of the male and female. I told you that how many sperm cells are produced. What is the count of sperm cell? 5 to 6 lakh or more than sometimes 6 lakh also. And how many female gametes are there? There are already at the birth of female baby, there are 2 to 4 million oocytes are present. Now we are going to study that if there is no fertilization take place from the age of 10 to 17 at any time menstruation cycle starts. So we are going to study what is meant by menstruation cycle. Now in this menstruation cycle means actually repeated changes female reproductive organ. What is female reproductive organ undergoes repeated change undergoes in a repeated change after every 28 to 30 days, that is called a menstrual cycle. That is called a menstrual cycle. Why is there change take place, or why repeated changes take place? Female reproductive organ undergoes in repeated change after every 28 to 30 days. What is the reason? That we have to study now. That's why instead of diagram, I am going to draw here one flow chart. See how is that flow chart? What I am going to write? How menstruation cycle take place. There are, already I told you that 2 to 4, how many oocytes are there? There are 2 to 4 million oocytes. Means these oocytes are called follicles. So one of the follicle. Now I am going to write how menstruation, flow chart of menstruation cycle. Flow chart of menstruation cycle. One of the several follicles. One of the several follicles. What I said, one of the several follicles starts to develop. Actually, why and how does it help? Who are helping to develop? In this menstruation cycle, means in uterus, actually in case of the female, there are 4 hormones. What are hormones? Hormones means these are chemical secretions, these are chemical substances, chemical liquids which are helping to carry out the specific kind of function in the human body. Even some of the activities are controlled by the chemical substances which are secreted by the endocrine glands that are called hormones. So first organ important in the menstruation cycle is FSH. What is meant by FSH? FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. Second one is the LH. LH means what? Luteum or luteinizing hormone. That is in short called LH. Next one is the estrogen. And the last one is the progesterone. Means one, FSH is follicle stimulating hormone. Second, luteinizing hormone, that is LH. Third one is the estrogen, and fourth one is the progesterone. These four hormones are very, very important for the menstruation cycle. Or even these four organs are playing very, very important role in the female or in the human reproductive system. Now we will study that I have written. First step is that one of the several follicles, means only one follicle starts to develop along with oocyte. What I told? One of the several means one follicle, single follicle starts to develop with oocyte under the effect of FSH. Under the effect of FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. When follicle stimulating hormone activates, then one of the follicle along with oocyte starts to develop. Then what happens? This follicle secretes estrogen. Follicle secretes estrogen. When follicle secretes estrogen, same time, then this estrogen, what happens? Then this estrogen which is secreted by the developing follicle. When estrogen is secreted by the follicle, then this estrogen stimulates to form endometrium layer. Means endometrium layer means what? Endometrium layer. What I told? Endometrium layer starts to develop under the effect of estrogen. Under the effect of estrogen. First what happened? One follicle start to develop with oocyte. One follicle start to develop along with oocyte under the effect of FSH, means follicle stimulating hormone. Then second step is that follicle secretes estrogen. Developing or fully developed follicle secretes estrogen, and then endometrium layer starts to develop under the effect of estrogen. Now here fourth step is that follicle developed follicle. Now developed follicle bursts. Developed follicle bursts under effect of luteinizing hormone. Yes, what I told? Developed follicle was developing, that fully developed follicle burst under effect of luteinizing hormone. And what happens when this follicle bursts? Then who comes out? Then oocyte comes out. Or oocyte is released. Oocyte is released means this is a oocyte inside the follicle or inside the ovary. When this follicle bursts, then this egg cell comes out, this oocyte comes out, then this remaining part is remained, and then corpus luteum is formed from remaining tissues of follicle. That is step number 5. Then when the corpus luteum is formed, then this corpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone. Okay, what is corpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone. Now then what happens? Endometrium is fully developed and it contains endometrium endometrium. It contains endometrium secretory glands. These glands start to secrete its secretion under the effect of progesterone. And thus then secretion from the endometrium layer comes out, and then this when the secretion comes out from the endometrium glands, under the effect of progesterone, then this endometrium becomes ready to implant the oocyte to embryo. Okay. See now look, one more time we are going to study about menstruation cycle or fertilization. Before fertilization, what are the changes taken place that we are going to study? So here it is. One of the follicle starts to develop along with oocyte. One follicle starts to develop along with oocyte under the effect of FSH. Means follicle stimulating hormone helps to develop the follicle with oocyte. Then this follicle secretes estrogen hormone, and this estrogen hormone helps to develop the endometrium layer. Then this endometrium layer is developed under the effect of estrogen. Till that follicle is itself get developed, and this developed follicle bursts itself under the effect of luteinizing hormone. Then when the luteinizing hormone helps to burst the follicle, then oocyte comes out, oocyte is released, and the remaining tissues of the follicle are used to prepare corpus luteum. Then this corpus luteum secretes one more hormone, that is called progesterone. This progesterone hormone helps to develop the endometrium layer, which contains the endometrium glands, Then because of the progesterone, these endometrium glands secrete their secretions, and thus then that uterus, inside this uterus there is endometrium layer which is formed because of this all procedure. It becomes ready to implantation of embryo. Now by this way all these processes are taken place, but what happens if oocyte is not fertilized? Means oocyte is ready to fertilize, and for that purpose, with whom oocyte will fertilize? Oocyte means egg cell. Then with whom it will unite? It is waiting for sperm cell. This oocyte is female gamete and this sperm cell is male gamete. Sperm cell is male gamete and oocyte is female gamete. Then this oocyte is waiting in the uterus. Oocyte is waiting for the sperm cell in the uterus. When of male and female through the penis via vagina. When the sperm cell comes and it unites with the egg cell or oocyte, then zygote is formed, and this zygote is divided and redivided, and embryo is formed, and this embryo is formed because of mitosis. Embryo is developed because of mitosis. But suppose if there is no entry of the sperm cell taken place, means what happened that there is no fertilization of the oocyte taken place, then what will happen? Then if there is no fertilization taken place, then this means it should be when oocyte comes in the uterus. What I am going to tell you, when oocyte comes into the uterus, then it should be fertilized within 24 hours. If it is not fertilized within 24 hours, then it starts to inactive. It becomes inactive. Endometrium layer start to degenerate. This oocyte is also becoming inactive, means starts to become lazy or becoming deep. It is also degenerating, and then this along with this egg cell, the endometrium layer, which was formed in the inner layer of the uterus, it also degenerating, and along with the blood, and this oocyte comes along with the blood, and this bleeding take place for 4 days. Sometimes it is taken place 4 to 5 days, means 4 to 5 days. This degenerated tissues, degenerated layer of the endometrium and oocyte along with blood comes out for 4 to 5 days. That is called mensuration cycle. That is called mensuration cycle. Understand? And this mensuration cycle take place after every 28 to 30 days. Means continuously there are changes take place, and these changes take place after every 28 to 30 days. And this once started mensuration cycle, once regenerating the endometrium layer regenerates after every 28 to 30 days. Then it develops till 14 days, and after 14 days again it starts to degenerate, and thus along with blood, this one oocyte after every 28 to 30 days is given out. It is ejected by uterus. That is called a menstruation cycle. And this menstruation cycle, which starts at the age of 10 or 17, means any period from the age of 10, any year from the 10 years to 17 years, this menstruation cycle starts, and it continues till the age of 45 years of the female. Sometimes this period can extend up till 50 years. It is variable. Means till the 45 years menstruation cycle is continued. And what I told that out of 2 to 4 million, only 400 oocytes are coming into the uterus for the fertilization. And when the menstruation cycle is stopped at the age of 45 or after 45 years, then remaining all the year there were, I have drawn such a kind of Here I have done such a kind of structure. Here there is a ovary. Then remaining all oocytes are degenerated after stoppage of menstruation cycle. By this way, your menstruation cycle topic is completed. Now we are going to study that who decides newly born baby is male or female. So we will see about sex chromosomes. We will study about sex chromosomes. What is the position in case of the sex chromosomes? In the sex chromosomes, there are two types of sex chromosomes. One is their male and another one is their female. One is their male and there are 46 chromosomes present in the male, means 23 pairs. Such a 23 pairs are found in females also. Then out of these 23 pairs, 1 to 20 and here also 1 to 20 are similar pairs. 1 to 22 chromosomes are similar in male as well as in female. But 23rd pair in both sex chromosome, where 23rd pair is called sex chromosome. Then what is the structure in male? In male there are two different chromosomes. In this pair there are two different chromosomes. One chromosome is called X chromosome, another one is called Y chromosome. That is the 23rd pair, and this 23rd pair is called sex chromosome. Then what is the position in the female? If you observe 23rd pair of the female, then it has two same kind of chromosomes. They are called XX chromosomes. So during intercourse, what happens? Here from male, either X or Y can come out. Either X or Y can come out. Means, and from here only X can come out because these are two same kind of chromosomes. This XX are there. Means only X can come out. X will come out, and here X can come out or Y can come out. Then suppose instead of Y, if X comes out, then what will happen? In newborn baby there are two same kind of chromosomes came, and these XX chromosomes will switch female chromosome. Means newly born baby, that will be the female. That will be female, means girl. New baby which come to birth, that is girl. Means girl or boy, giving birth to girl or boy is not depend upon female because 23rd number gene is XX, and here it is difference. If X chromosomes comes out, if X chromosome comes out from the male, then new baby will be girl. And instead of X, if Y comes, if Y is released from 23rd pair, then what will happen? X and Y means new baby will be boy, that is male. Means new baby is a boy or girl. It is never depend upon woman. It is always depend upon male. What type of chromosome is released during intercourse from the male? It is depend upon the release of type of the chromosome. Understand? If you don't have problem, now we are going to study about some care of reproductive organs. Health care of reproductive organs. Means we should have to clean. What is necessary? That cleanliness of genital organs is most important in love. Most important in male as well as in female, especially cleanliness of the female genital organ by female is most important thing. If it is not, why? Because after every 28 to 30 days, for 4 days there is bleeding going on, and if we do not clean it up, then infection takes place to genital organs. Same thing is happening along with the male also. After 18 years, sometimes suddenly semen is ejaculated by the body, and that time also there is need to wash it. If it is not washed, what happens? Infection takes place, and because this infection is always bacterial infection, and this bacterial infection is increased, then it can affect even on kidney. It can affect on kidney, and therefore there is need that we should have to take lot of care about the health of our genital organs. If care is not taken, then bacterial infections, especially sex diseases, are formed. One is there syphilia, and second one is there gonorrhea. These are the two kind of sexual diseases are formed because of not taking care, because of no health. If there is no health, if there is no cleanliness maintained, then diseases like syphilis and gonorrhea can take place, and then its effect is there fever, inflammation of genital organs, joint pains, rashes on genital organ, weakness, patches on body, inflammation of urination, and pains during urination. These are the symptoms. These are the common symptoms. In case of syphilia, there is oozing of pus cells. Oozing of pus cells is also effect of, or these are the symptoms of syphilia. These pus cells are yellow colored liquid oozes out from the female genital organ. Blisters are also formed, and besides that some fungal infection take place. Because of it, there is itching takes place on the genital organs. If we do not take care about the cleanliness, then now there is one small topic is remained. I am going to take it. This was the last topic, but we have to see one more topic, that what is meant by IVF? What is meant by IVF and surrogacy? Then IVF, it is one kind of modern technique in this in vitro fertilization. IVF means in vitro fertilization. When there are certain kind of problems created either in male or female, then that couple is unable to give birth to the young ones. And then it can happen because of less sperm count. less sperm count or obstacles in oviduct. Obstacles in oviduct means fallopian tube is choked and therefore oocyte does not pass from the oviduct. If oocyte does not come in the uterus, then what is the use of sperm cells? Therefore, when there are obstacles in the oviduct or when there is a less sperm count, then in such condition, then that couple do not produce, unable to give birth to the young ones, no fertilization possible. So in modern technique, what happens that oocyte is developed or is not developed, oocyte is fertilized in test tube. In modern technology, egg cell is taken from the female and specific sperm cells are taken from her husband, and these sperm cells and egg cells are fertilized, made union in a test tube, and then these developed means these united means when fertilization is brought artificially, then zygote is formed. This zygote is again introduced at an appropriate period or in a specific period in the uterus of female, and by this way that female gives birth. That is called in vitro fertilization. Now surrogacy means what? This surrogacy means when the woman have problem, when a woman have problem of implantation of embryo in uterus. When there is a problem of implantation of embryo in uterus, then that time what is made that such a way through this test tube technique only, this fertilized egg is implanted in the uterus of other woman. Is in short, someone's uterus is taken on rent. And in which condition? When woman has a problem to implant the embryo. Means embryo must be implanted into the uterus by itself by natural process. But sometimes there are, because of certain reasons, because of some more difficulties or because of some more problems, that woman is unable to implant the embryo, and therefore this developed or fertilized egg means zygote is implanted in some other woman's uterus, and that woman gives birth to the young one. This technique is called surrogacy. Now, at present, there are, because of busy schedule life or marriages are happening very late, and that's why there are problems get created in the production of sperm cell in male, and there are number of difficulties in the female. Then among them, weak oocyte, then obstacles in oviduct, or no proper development of endometrium layer, or no secretion of hormones. These problems are get created and they are unable to make the fertilization process. That's why now new concept at present is developed that is semen bank. Semen bank. In this semen bank, what is made in semen bank? Do you know? In semen bank, or it is called a sperm bank. It is called a sperm bank. Then in semen bank or sperm bank, sperm cells are stored under specific temperature. And as per requirement, on the consent of woman or on the consent of such a couple who are unable to reproduce, then with their consent, the sperm cells are get collected from the sperm bank. Whose sperm cells are given, that person's name is all the time kept secret, and by using these sperm cells from sperm bank with modern technology, new babies are born, or this facility is made available because of the developed science. So by this way, here we have taken so much part, but one more important topic is remaining from this, that this lesson is very big, and actually there is need to make the three videos, but I am making only 2 videos. Now one small part is remained, that is twins. You are knowing about twins. Twins means at a time woman gives birth to two babies. Sometimes at a time 3 babies are born, sometimes 4. Well, there is one more record made by the woman of London. She gave birth to 8 babies. So at a time when more than 1 baby is born, that is called a twin. Twin means 2 babies. How 2 babies? What are the types are there? What happens actually? That we are going to study. That when the zygote is formed, this zygote is get divided into two zygotes. One zygote is formed, but this zygote divides into 2 within 8 days or after 8 days. So here how twins are formed, that we are going to study. Now look how this is a zygote. From this zygote, within 8 days, this zygote is divided and twins are formed. Two zygotes are formed and gives birth to 2 babies, either male or female. Means both are male or both are female. But when zygote, which after fertilization, when zygote is divided within 8 days, means two embryos are formed. 2 embryos are formed from single zygote. 2 embryos. Formation of 2 embryos from single zygote is called monozygotic twins. And these monozygotic twins are genetically similar. But same thing if happened after 8 days. Means zygote is divided within 8 days, then monozygotic monozygotic twins are formed, and after 8 days, means egg is fertilized, zygote is formed 8 days over, and on 9th day, 10th day, if it is divided into two parts, you see two embryos are there formed. Two embryos are formed. That is called systematic zygote. Systematic zygote. Then these systematic twins, systematic not sysmase twins. But mostly, what is the dangerous thing, that here there is nothing to here there is no dangerous thing. But when zygote is divided after 8 days, then the twins which are formed, these are called as sysmase, and they are congenited. They are jointed, congenited or jointed. Means some parts are common, and there are very less chances of survival of these sysmase twins. Now there is another one type, that is called second one is we will study. That means here what happened in monozygotic or sysmase twins, means twins are of two types. One is that monozygotic and diplozygotic. Monozygote twins and diplozygote twins. Then monozygote twins are developed from one zygote, means two embryos are formed. Embryo number 1, embryo number 2. Now here in this within 8 days, two embryos are developed. This is called monozygotic, and after 8 days, when zygote is divided, that is called sysmase. Then these are similar, these are congenited. There is always problem with this sysmase. Now we are going to see about diplozygotic twins. Diplozygotic twin means what happening during fertilization. What happens? Two oocytes are coming into the uterus. And then two embryos are separately formed. Means this one egg cell joins with this sperm cell. This one egg cell joins with another sperm cell. Means this zygote is different. It can happen at a time or after certain days. There might be little gap, but birth takes place at a time. With the gap of 10-15 minutes, birth takes place, and these diplozygotic, they are different in nature, not similar at all. Monozygotic are similar, diplozygotic are not similar. Here nature is differences in their nature or even in their all activities. So by this way, this lesson video 2 is completed. Once again, before watching this video, you must read, and after reading, then you start to see this video, or you may see first video and then read. This lesson is very simple. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Don't forget to write your comments. Don't forget to like your shares.